All right. We are live talking some Thursday night football. Lights, camera, action. Let's go. How's everyone doing? Got a few of you early birds in the chat here. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Pez. King. We got Papa Rib. Dennis in the chat as well. Oh, and what's going on, Reg? Guys, we're gonna talk some Thursday night football. How's that sound? Maybe if we have leftover time, we'll talk some NBA plays or something like that. But we shall see. Check this out. So I've been doing cupping, like the suction cup thing. I got some big old bruises on me. It looks like I got walloped, mollywopped, whatever I'm trying to say in some sort of bar fight. But yes, like I said, Thursday night football. We'll do some plays here. Maybe we'll put together some sort of a community parlay ride, anything like that. We do have 4 plays that we have already locked in ourselves. I'll share that link in the chat when a few more people get in here. But if you're watching right now, go ahead and drop a W in the chat. Maybe it'll bring us some damn good luck, right? Drop a W in the chat. A lot to talk about with this game. I will say that. I mean, everybody seems to not like this game. And warranted, I do get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get why people aren't liking this game. But I think there's some little nuggets. Like, we found it during our Thursday Night Football video, right? There's some things to pick up on here. So I do think that we're going to be able to find some things that we like. So I'm posting my final plays that I've already placed in the chat here. It's over on GuyBostonSports.com. So if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, let's go ahead and why not start talking some football, like the plays that I have here. So far, as of right now, I am liking the first half under 23.5. Shout out to the Guppy earlier, though. I was like, that's a fake line. It's quite literally not. He was like, I like 33 and 33.5. And I was like, yeah, you can get that for ridiculously bad odds, right? The guy was calling them incorrect lines. It's like alternate lines are a thing. And I think that 23 is massively important in this first half. So yes, I paid a little bit of the price, but I just want to, show people out there that, yeah, this line, and I say people, but guys, if you are not aware, we had a guppy at our throats earlier. You could still get this line for just a few cents off. You can even see the line movement right here. It's been minus 140 plenty of times in the last 24 hours. If you guys are in the Discord, you know what I'm talking about. We had a guppy coming for our throats earlier today. What an absolute loser. Anyways, that was my little grievance. We posted a guppy alert if you guys aren't aware of that. We're just kind of shooting the shit obviously right now while we get things going, but I'll post a link to that short in the chat here as well. It's been a while since I'm sure there's people watching that are like, what the hell is a guppy alert? Or what the hell's a guppy? A guppy is a hater. We kind of coined the term. And a guppy alert is when we used to go and call out some of these people. As things have gotten bigger, and obviously the guppy population seems to be breeding with itself, and there's more and more of them, I've tuned it down a little bit. I've been Mr. Nice Guy. But every now and then, just poke a little bit. It's the internet. Let's have fun, right? Shout out to everyone in the chat. Ken is here saying, let's go, Ev. Killer says, I got a Triple H parlay. Hunter Henderson and Hall anytime touchdowns. Plus 1,000 on DK. Interesting. Aiden says, everybody bet the under on this game. Yeah. And it makes sense why. I think that this is the type of game that could easily go over. I already took the first half under, right? We'll talk about my other 3 plays in a second. But I do, like, it's not lost on me that it's like, damn, dude, when everyone's a consensus about something, doesn't it scare you a little bit? You know what I mean? So the reason I actually pivoted to first half, I talked about it in my Thursday Night Football video. The reason I pivoted to first half is because you have the Jets, who are already a top 10 run frequency team. They run the ball the most, more than anybody in the entire league in the first half. I think it's like a 60% run rate, something like that. Patriots, 8th. So I do think that, at least for the first half, these teams will try to establish the run. For the full game, I could see Drake May all of a sudden starting to get things going. Even, it's crazy to say, but even Justin Fields against kind of the lack thereof of Patriots pass defense. As a Patriots fan, I'll say it, their pass defense ain't all that great. Other plays we have. Drake May longest completion. So one of the biggest things that I had mentioned in my Thursday video was the time in the pocket. This is a Jets team that has the worst adjusted sack rate, 3rd worst in terms of preventing pressure, 3rd highest QB hit percentage and the second highest scramble rate. In fact, let me pull this up for you guys. You guys probably rarely see this. So we have this every single game, right? Look at all these. We have the notes. Like I could go back to week 7 Monday Night Football game number 2 and I have 5 pages of notes here. This is what goes into this prior to the video. A lot of these stats, what I was just referencing is right here. The Jets not exactly applying actually this is the Jets offense. So good. Where do we have this? So here, in terms of Jets, 5th highest time to pressure, 18th in adjusted sack rate, 7th cleanest pocket, which is not all that great, right? And obviously Quinnen Williams no longer there. Dead last in check down rate, meaning quarterbacks are sitting in the pocket waiting to throw the ball, and 4th in terms of, that's Drake May. I'm all over the place here. 4th fewest QB hits. That's the pressure, right? And then Drake May, in terms of with time on his hands, 2nd in yards per attempt, 7th average depth of target, 8th 20-plus yard attempts, all that good stuff. We talked about this all in the main video, but just saying, I do think that this could be a game in which Drake May gets going. That's why I like the first half under more than even the full game under. A lot of W's in the chat. Let's shout out some of the W's. Guys, yes, we're dragging our feet a little bit, but we'll get going soon enough. Once we get a few more people in here, some plays dropping in. Shout out some of the W's in the chat here. What do we got? We got Jonathan, Reg, Pez, Paper, Page, Dennis, Owen, Ray, Lord. Sounded Ray Lord. And you got Jonah in there as well. Guys, go ahead and drop some plays in the chat. We'll talk about them right now. And then towards the end of the stream, I guess we'll put together somewhat of like a same game parlay or something, whether we do it on an app or a book. We'll figure that out. But yeah, maybe we'll pull up those notes a few more times, because literally, like, I remember back in college, I'd be like having pages and pages of notes, and it's like, I can't even write this much. I can't do it. Here I am spending hours putting together a 5-page essay on a Jets Patriots game amongst every Thursday Night Football game too. You know what I mean? Let's see. Repent says, guys, I know that the Jets are a poverty franchise, but remember, divisional games have been going crazy, even in the AFC East, same division. The Dolphins beat the blank out of the Bills. You almost got me there. I don't want YouTube flagging this video because I said I think I already said shit, actually. Beat the shit out of the Bills. Yeah, Steven says the Jets cover, maybe win. I leaned Patriots in my video, but I even said, like, I don't think I can get there with 14-point victory? A 14-point victory in a divisional game, Thursday Night Football? Like, come on, that just seems crazy. It seems too easy. The Jets are sellers at the deadline. They stink. Repent said it. Poverty franchise, blah, blah, blah. 14 points? That's a lot. That's a lot. You have any leans for the touchdown jackpot? Yeah, maybe we'll do some touchdown plays. We'll save that, killer. That's a good idea. I think this Jets offense, well, first and foremost, is Garrett Wilson playing? Do we have an injury update on him? Or has he already been ruled out? If you guys have that, I was tracking it earlier. He was questionable, downgraded to doubtful, and now he is out. Okay, so that's a huge piece. Breece Hall is unbelievable. I don't think he can do it himself in a sense, but that is the production. That's where it would come from. You know, like Justin Fields, boop, boop, boop. Little passes to Breece Hall could be massive in this game. Now, I didn't roll with it myself because I think the Patriots know that's going to be the case. Like, they're going to stop Breece Hall on the ground. We should assume that just based on how the Patriots have played. Even though they haven't played, like, the hardest of running back schedule, I don't think this Jets O-line is all that great. Breece Hall, not taking anything away from him, but I would put the Jets run game in a similar box, even though they are a top 10 team right now running-wise. But I think the Patriots can scheme around taking away the middle of the field there in these little passes to Breece Hall. So I think that they can definitely utilize him. You know, if you're liking the Jets or even liking Breece in terms of, you know, some passing and receiving, not passing numbers today in terms of your where you're projecting and what you're rolling with, I like it. I just caution that I think the Patriots scheme for that. The only Jets player prop I have, I keep tossing up my plays and then not talking about it. We talked about Drake May in the time in the pocket. Demario Douglas, he gets, in the last 4 weeks, 60% of downfield targets at least 20 yards. Like, that is absolutely crazy to me. 60% of the balls that Drake May throws deep, he is getting. So that is just absolutely incredible. We talked about that in the video somewhere here. Just talked about it again. And then the only Jets prop I have right now is Mason Taylor. Over 29.5 yards, and I think we got a decent amount of value in on this one. I was fine with it at 32.5, and then I saw, you know, for another little throw-in, you know, 20 cents. I feel like 30 is a good number for him because he is Yeah, 31.5 right now. Can you still get 29.5? Minus 130. All right, you can even get better odds than what I got. The reason being is his average yards per reception at, 6 isn't all that high, and his target rate does fluctuate, right? But my biggest thing is check out this receptions line. Right now, for over 3.5, he's minus 175, minus 180 for 3.5 receptions going over. So if we assume this guy's going to get 4 receptions, right, at 6.5 yards, I mean, we're talking about damn near close to 30. What would that be? That would be 26 or something. Do we even have that right? So 4 times 6.5, 26. How about that? What an absolute mathematician up in here. So yeah, I did take 1 yard less on Mason Taylor. New England to the tight end position, allowing plenty, and check out some of the game log against this New England team in terms of receptions, and let's get back to yards here. A ton of success from tight ends against New England this season. All right, I mentioned let's get to some of your plays. Let's do just that, guys. If you are in the stream right now, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We have way more people watching right now than have hit the like, and I get it. The guppies were out today, but if you want to make sure you're not a guppy, just hit the like button. It is as simple as that. All right, let's get to some of the plays that you guys have dropped here. Drake May over 250 passing yards at plus 123. Let's dig into that over on the outlier screen. In terms of our dashboard, we do have Drake May with, unshockingly, right, a fairly easy matchup from the analyzer there. Kayshon Boutte is out, and I believe Ramondre is as well. Let's make sure this is updated in a second. I think that should update probably at 3:15, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into Drake May there. So are we saying 249.5? Passing yards for Drake May. Where is yards? Where are yards? I'm probably already missing it. Okay, so plus 140. He's done in all these games against the Jets. You can't even look at last year, right? I mean, he's barely playing in 2. This is a different Drake May. Now, it's good that he's hit this in 7 of 10 games, but the Jets realistically have not been getting passed on. Let me show you the and I'm not saying this I don't mind this play. I think Drake May is going to have a good game. I just hope late in the game he doesn't. So, let's check out this game logs against, which by the way, guys, this is a free tool I do like to utilize. I'll throw this in the chat for you guys. It's from FTN. Game logs against. You get it all in one place here. And you're able to, let's see, we go to the Jets is what we want, right? So we got the New York Jets. Game logs against. Look at what the passing yards have done. We have Aaron Rodgers week 1, 244. That was like the highest of the season, right? Josh Allen only 148. Trubisky, obviously that's a little bit different. Backup 32. 233 from Baker. Dak 237. Bryce 138. And then Joe Flacco 223. Now this is for a few different reasons, right? We can rationalize why this is the case. So don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a bad spot, but we can rationalize this. The Jets have sucked. They've stunk out loud, right? Like literally you can smell them down the street. So obviously teams get up big and then run the ball on them. Okay, fair. But also like there is something to be said that Aaron Rodgers, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, these guys are top of the, creme de la creme, and they haven't hit their over. So if we're looking at Drake May's overs and stuff like that, maybe, just maybe it's worth considering like a first half line or something like that before there's potential for blowout. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it whatsoever. Like I said, I don't mind it. But, let me know in the chat. Isn't it kind of alarming to see, these names? Baker, Dak. I mean, I would say Tua a couple years ago, but not anymore. But see these names and see these numbers. Like, I know Drake May's like MVP candidate, favorite, whatever right now, right? But there's something to be said for the fact that these guys haven't done it. Justin Collins says Justin feels as no creme de la creme. I don't think he does. But I don't like that. That's weird, right? And again, you can rationalize, you can explain it. When the Jets are losing, other teams winning, obviously. Rocket science there. So they're going to run the ball, right? Like that does make a little bit of sense, but I do think it's worth noting in a sense. Yeah, they're getting passed on the 4th fewest in the league. We have that in the dashboard right here, 4th fewest. So yes, I mean, the Patriots may be the exact same. Who knows, right? I'm going to put this in the chat, guys. This is the NFL dashboard. Actually, I'll put the sign up link in the chat, because right now, if you use the code EV5, you can get the all sports dashboard for just $4.99 per month right here. You sign up for that, select it, $4.99 for your first month with code EV5. So definitely check it out. The dashboard is absolutely awesome. I showed it in a lot of my videos and everything like that, but I just love what we've built this year. And the NBA dashboard is phenomenal as well. Aiden says, avoid the overlines on these weekday games. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. That's why I was kind of, even with my plays, kind of conservative here in this sense. Like, this is an overline, right? But it's one play. Like, Drake May has time, one play, something like that. And then DeMario, I almost think that these correlate. I think Drake's pass could go to DeMario, and for him, receiving yards as a total at 23.5, I kind of like for plus 100. Mason Taylor, I just like this play. Like, I think that if you're going to take overs in the passing game, this is what you look at based on the Patriots' soft defense. I do agree, though. I didn't want to, like, guys, I had, we already talked about it, right? Like, check this out. On our Monday Night Football video last week, right? We took all overs, and we went pretty heavy. And how about that? How do we like that? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So I'm not doing that again, right? Yes, we took some overs there, other than the first half under, but they're kind of like little overs, right? Like DeMario Douglas, one pass could hit it. Something like that. Let's see. Siski says, this game is disgusting. That's coming from a born and raised Patriots homer. 2 TDs spread on a Thursday night divisional game. Vegas licking their lips. 100%. Really, 100%. Like, you know that Vegas is asking people to lay that number with the Patriots. But at the same time, it's such a big number that they're sitting there going, go ahead, take the Jets too. Like, this is such a crazy line that almost either side is crazy. You know what I mean? It's like the Spider-Man gif, only, or the meme, only there's two crazies. All right, we got to get to some of the plays. I've said that so many times. Ken says, what you think of Diggs anytime touchdown? He has 3 games in a row, plus 145 on DK. So I don't mind the Diggs look. I do think that this is more, and this is just my opinion on like the game script, right? If I have the game script wrong, which happens plenty, then this could totally change. But I do think that this could be more of a DeMario Douglas in terms of deep pass, and then potentially Mac Hollins type game as well. So let's check out Diggs touchdown for plus 152 over on ProfitX if you guys want that. Plus 143 on Novig. Yes, you can get it at DK, you know, kind of the best regular book out there. Plus 145. The Jets only allowing 9 touchdowns to opposing wide receivers. Let's jump back into the game log. We can even check this out, right? So receiving touchdown. There's 2 week 1 Austin, and let's go most recent to least. So T. Higgins caught one. Leggett caught one, didn't have one against Denver. Pickens did catch one. So you're seeing a lot of like wide receiver 1/1A guys catch it. Mike Evans had one. Okay. And let's see who we'd be looking for here. I guess no one in that game. And then DK didn't have one, but yeah, I mean, wide receiver ones have looked okay in terms of what we have from the dash. Stephon Diggs with a fairly tough matchup. But again, this is a lot of data that's built in with Sauce Gardner there, right? So in our calculations, we have it right here. This is a DVOA and fantasy adjusted versus position. So wide receiver 1 specific number. And we expect him to get like 2.15 less fantasy points in a sense, based on DVOA, based on fantasy against. That wide receiver 1 has a lot of Sauce Gardner built into it for the season. They don't have that anymore, right? In fact, their lineup right now, their depth chart, we just had it up. Yeah, their depth chart, like their corners are pretty damn weak. Thomas out here as well. So no, Sauce Gardner. Now we got no Thomas. So yeah, I can't really sit there and be like, oh, like Stephon's not going to catch a touchdown. I think he's going to be a reliable guy that Drake May looks to. But just for the price tag, like Mac Hollins, I think is another guy that I would definitely consider. So I'm not naysaying the Steph one, but I mean, it's like double the price over here, more than double the price almost for Mac Hollins, who, yeah, he only has 2 touchdowns on the season. I get it, but I think that we could see some lookage his way. In terms of red zone targets, he's far down the list as well. So again, I'm not naysaying Stephon. I think this could be a little bit more of a long shot play. Do we like Mac Hollins touchdown? Let me toss that into a poll just to see what you guys are thinking, because that's partially how I could see this going. But again, remember, this is a sloppy, messy game. The minute we start talking touchdowns, how many touchdowns do we expect to be scored here, right? Like, that's a big question. But do we like it? Let's get to some more of the chat here. Apologies, guys. I mean, the chat is always it's tough for me to keep up with, right? But we just got a lot going on right now in terms of the business side of Guy Boston and just everything going on. So we're just like everywhere right now. But again, I'm not naysaying this Diggs one. I don't mind it. I just don't know if I don't know if that plus 145 is fair odds for Diggs. I don't have fair odds for him today, so maybe I'm totally off there. Davey says Drake over 200 passing yards, Hunter Henry touchdown, and Jets plus 14.5. I don't mind it. What is the? Yeah, I see someone asking the odds on that. What are the odds on that? There's a lot of love for Hunter Henry. And I've seen it in my comments and whatnot, and I do think that he'll be a red zone threat, but, you know, I like Hunter Henry, so don't get me wrong here, but the targets in the red zone, you know, are there. I just wonder if the minute they get in the red zone, like, is this Patriots team going to run and assume that they can go out there and punch one in against a Jets, you know, run defense that I wouldn't sit there and say is all that great, right? So that's why I don't mind like a Mac Hollins or something. I think this is like be a deep, like a 30-yard touchdown, something like that. That's my like game script though. You know what I mean? Like the Dolphins have stunk against the I believe they've stunk against the tight ends, right? Not necessarily touchdown wise. We have this over on Outlier, which I should probably plug that as well. You guys are always asking. Outlier, guys, if you want to check this out, this is my favorite research tool out there when it comes to player props. They're always making innovations. Using that link, you don't need to use a code. You get 7 days free. After that, just less than $20 a month. Only a couple touchdowns here to tight ends. I feel like this isn't fully accurate, right? Is that the case? Because I feel like I've thought about a lot of tight ends scoring touchdowns. Okay, it's missing this one, that Waller and Ferguson. So I guess that's only looking at the last like 8 tight ends or whatever. So yeah, they've let up a couple there. Have I said the Dolphins a couple times? Why do I feel like I've said Dolphins? I meant the Jets. But I don't mind Hunter Henry here to score a touchdown. I get it. I do think that he's one of those, like, they're on the 5-yard line and they find him. I think that, you know, if they're on the 5-yard line, they're not messing around there. They might run the rock. That's my concern. I tell you guys all the time, like, I'm not sitting here trying to act like I know it and you don't. I'm just giving you, like, my concern on it. So that parlay that you threw out, which was... what do we got here? I forgot what it was. Hunter, Drake, and the Jets plus 14.5 or plus 445. Not terrible. All right. Let's see. Aiden with all caps. We can read it. I know I said I'm having trouble reading the chat, but I can see it without the all caps. There's no way this goes over. If a New England gets a comfortable lead, they will just run the clock out. Yeah, I agree, Aiden. But let's we can use normal text. All right, bud. It's all good. Jets money line. Anyone Summit says that. I mean, is it the craziest thing? Like, it's if you're going to take Jets money line, it is after they've started to turn things around. Now, when I say turn things around, I mean they've just won 2 straight games. But it was the Browns, it was the Bengals, so maybe we throw that out. But if you are going to take the Jets money line, you probably want to take it in a Thursday night game against a divisional rival and a Patriots team. As a Patriots fan, I can admit it, a Patriots team that is somehow due, or somewhat due, I should say, to stub their toe and do something bad, because this team has been cooking. But, like, are they the best team ever? You know what I mean? Like I said on H to H, the show that I do with Tassos, I had said, damn, like Drake May is, the fact that Patriots fans, not including myself this time, have already compared him to Tom Brady, already said he's like the best quarterback in the league. I'm like, take me on a few more dates first. Like, you know what I mean? This is going crazy in a sense. Like, how good this kid is, I just can't, like, I'm scared to fully buy into that. You know what I mean? And this is the exact type of game that we could see somewhat of a trap. And it's like, Did anyone see that coming? Not me, not me, not me. And then there's always one in every crowd, like Summit's being like, kind of saw it. Oh, Summit says just asking. Yeah, Repent says I really like Breece Hall over 3.5 receptions. That's something I mentioned. I think so out of the plays that I have on my board, right, these 4, if I were to add another one, and maybe, who knows, maybe we throw this into a parlay or something like that by the stream's end, but it would be Breece Hall in the receiving end, in the receiving game. We've already talked about it, but Breece Hall right now, receiving yards just 15.5. It's a little high for me because there's some games where he's getting a dud, you know what I mean? But Patriots to running backs, 25. You can even see some of the guys that have like 50 from Bijan, 43 from Pollard, Tajay Spears. So both Tennessee running backs hit it. Both New Orleans running backs hit it. Like there is obviously some value there. And then his receptions, like if you think that this guy's going to go out there and they are going to check it down, for him to catch 3 balls, you're getting plus money. Like I don't hate it. It's just, I could also see the Patriots icing that out. Like, that's a very public play, too. We started the show talking about it, right? A lot of people like Breece in the passing game, and as do I. I just feel like it's the easiest thing for them to stop, in a sense. But look at that. Most receptions in the entire league to the running back position, 6.2 per game. So take that info if you want. Maybe we mix in Breece Hall in our community parlay or something like that, you know? Maybe that's something we do, just so I don't sit here wishing I had it involved somewhere when I'm watching Breece Hall catch the ball 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Moigan's Instant saying, finally, I caught a live. Yeah, we're going to try and go live a little bit more consistently. Now, the timing of consistently may change, right? Like, we went live at, 4 p.m. on, was it Tuesday? Today, we went live at 3 p.m. It's whatever, and this is going to sound selfish, but you got to understand, if we want the lives to happen, it's got to work like this. It's whenever I can kind of work it into the work that I have to do. Does that make sense to you guys? So it's like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, whenever I want to go live, we'll go live. But at the end of the day, it's kind of how it has to work if we're going to get these live streams, you know, on a weekly basis or twice a week basis or something like that. Sam says, going small, tired of losing. Yeah, I mean, the NFL is tough right now. We have lost out of the 10 weeks, 3 weeks, right? Like, it had losing weeks. I'm not saying some of the weeks were big. Most of the weeks were kind of like just a couple, you know, half a unit pickup. But I've said, you know, 3 weeks we've lost out of 10 weeks, which sounds pretty good. What if I told you the last 2 weeks were 2 of the 3? So clearly, like, we're not scorched earth. There isn't sparks flying out our you-know-what. We're not on fire in the NFL. It's been tough right now. Cutie alert. Yikes. Hey, what can I say? Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Siski says, yeah, without Wilson, I love that Hall prop. I think he'll get the targets. I get it. Yeah, I mean, I think that we're probably going to work in Breece Hall if we put together some sort of community parlay, because it's the play that I'm talked about that I haven't done anything with yet, you know? And the worst thing in the world, we can all admit it, is when you have a feeling, and then it's like, watch that happen. Didn't even get to, you know, capitalize on it. You know what I'm saying? All right, what else we got in here? Scott says, I really don't want to overthink this and play Patriots to cover, but then Charlie Day, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, crazy chart meme in me is like, do the Jets cover? Do the Jets cover? I could see it. I mean, this is the type of game that type of thing just works its way into people's minds. Jay, we just talked about Diggs. I don't mind it. I do think that, you know, for the number and the value we're getting, I've leaned into DeMario and Matt Collins probably a little bit more, but I can't knock it. You know what I mean? That's kind of where we ended after going through it. Fields over 150. This is from Rip and Pull. Fields over 150 passing yards. I mean, the problem is that Fields is just like, they had to announce that he was starting this week. You know what I mean? Like, he really hasn't been good. This is crazy to look at this game log. absolutely crazy. But you know what you can say? Bad defense, bad defense, bad defense. Honestly, at that time, bad defense. Decent, I guess the Bills not really good defense, but good defense, good defense. Panthers kind of underrated defense. This Patriots team has definitely allowed some passing yards to their opponent. Look at the most recent ones. Cam Ward, Rattler, Baker. Even if we go and use that game logs against tool over on FTN, you could see here, quarterbacks against them. Hit the over easy, hit the over easy. You know, probably didn't hit his over, but 250. Rattler, 227. Cam Ward, even threw for 250. Penix. Yeah, I mean, I don't, oh man, that is really tough because I don't mind. It sounds crazy. I don't mind taking a look at someone like Justin Fields to throw for, what do we get? If we go 150, you're getting plus 160 for a starting quarterback to throw the ball for over 149.5 yards. Do you know how easy that sounds? Like, I almost think that I could throw the ball, not really. Standing at 5'9", I'm not exactly the most apt quarterback physical-wise. I was actually a wide receiver in high school and then in college, but 150 yards from a professional quarterback. Doesn't that just seem like it's right there, like a low-hanging fruit? And yet there's still something in there being like he could throw for 45, 46, 54, 27. Why could he throw for those? Because he's done that in this season so far. He had 27 against Buffalo, 45 against Denver. Obviously, some of the injuries matter here. I get that, you know, especially Buffalo. But 45 Denver, 46 Carolina, 54 Cleveland. Sheesh. Angel says, what do you think about the over? I leaned under in my video. I think if anything, full game over could be a play, though, because I do think that, you know, the Patriots could run away with it. And even still, the Patriots' pass defense isn't all that great. Maybe Justin Fields steps up. But I like the first half under. I like my position there. We'll see. I'm probably going to look back at it and be like, well, damn, now it's 62 to 54 in the first half, and that one didn't hit. But hey, it is what it is. All right, guys, let's see. Should we drop a yes or no in the chat? We'll kind of get a read here. Are we ready to kind of put together a parlay, or should we kind of just keep shooting the shit a little bit? What do we think? Jay, do you mean, I was a slot receiver, by the way, but do you mean under in both halves, like individually? Tom says, what's a good lock for Drake May yards? He's crushed it, but we did just get finished saying how not many quarterbacks have been all that great against this Jets team so far, which is crazy. I don't mind that, Jay. You kind of get two pops at it too, right? With a messy football game, one could cover the other in a sense, you know what I mean? Like make up for it, like kind of mitigate your losses, but it could also easily hit both. I really don't mind it. Josh says, yo, my guys, live. We are live. You know what? Let's pump in some crowd noise. We'll drop the cha-ching. Let's get some good sounds flowing here. There we go. That's our good luck charm. You know what I mean? Jonas says, I'm feeling Fields will throw like a random 60-yarder. I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I wouldn't be surprised if he does throw for a decent amount of yards. I really wouldn't. This is AI. That's not Ev. Hey, where's that, where'd it go? Did you delete it? We just had a guppy in the chat. How long is this freaking Mac Hollins touchdown been live for? Let's see, where do we, I just saw it. Oh, did you delete your comment? Someone said trash info, trash show, whatever it was. It's probably actually on the stream here to some degree, but we can't, why not stick by it? If you're going to come in and talk the crap, then why not stick by it? Oh, you commented again. Okay. All right. At least we hold it there. Smoking tree. Wow, I bet you're fun at parties. And thank you for the all caps. I don't think that we'd be able to see it if it wasn't all caps. Patriots first half -11. -7. I get concerned about a spread that big as well. I think this could be a messy game in the first half. I will say this to kind of agree with you. I think that first half -7, -6.5 is probably something that I'd be more interested in than full game -13.5. You know what I mean? So there you go. I think that that's worth considering. So I would kind of give it a stamp of like worth considering. All right, there's enough of people saying let's get to the parlay. So let's do just that, guys. Drop some plays. They could be some alternate lines. Let's not go too crazy, but let's make a parlay here. And what we'll do, and I encourage you guys to go do it now just so you don't forget, is what we'll do, we'll put together a parlay, and I won't take any of the winnings if it hits. We do this sometimes on the channel. It'd be nice to hit one. We haven't done that in a while, but follow me over on Instagram right now and just DM me anything that lets me know that you're here from the live stream today, okay? I don't care about a keyword or anything like that. Just go ahead and DM me being like, hey, I'm here, and we'll kind of rock from there, okay? And then what if we do win, if we do hit, we'll go ahead and give away some of the winnings. While we do get ready, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's go, people. Really do appreciate everyone in here right now, but there's a lot more people in here than we have seen hit that like button, so wouldn't hurt if you guys went ahead and said, hey, you know what? Let's smash that like button. Meanwhile, I am going to tweet out that we are live right now. But we're going to get some plays in the chat. That way we have a little bit of a bank to go over here. Alrighty. All right. Tweet it out. Let's get grinding here on this parlay. And we'll use Outlier to kind of house everything, and then we can apply it to a sportsbook afterwards. Chris says, you are awesome, brother. Hey, I appreciate that. We need that today, huh? Because there are some damn guppies coming at me today. All saying like the same thing, so I'm fairly confident, and this is the funny part of the internet, I'm fairly confident it's like one of the same guys saying the exact same words, acting like I don't know or we don't know that it's the same guy, right? Love that you share losses versus some guys seem to only win. I mean, we lose plenty, guys. We have a brand called Fade Me for a reason, right? It's right here. I don't know why I pointed to that. Like, yeah, you're going to lose plenty in this business. Run It says Mason Taylor only good receiver, wouldn't bet that. Who I don't know what we were talking about. Maybe the Drake, Justin Fields. Jeez, took me a while to get there. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Should we just say let's get to this one. Let's go Breece Hall because we've already talked about it multiple times. Which would we prefer here? Do we like 15.5 receiving yards? Probably, right? Like, that seems a lot more doable. That could be one catch. So let's go ahead and put this up to a poll. Breece Hall, it's going to be Breece Hall over 15.5, and vote yes or no. We don't need to. We'll do the odds afterwards with the parlay. So vote yes or no on this one if we like the idea of Breece Hall. I put it to a poll. I see you guys saying yes in the comments. I mean, I get it. That helps. But let's do that. We're going to use that poll like it is the final say. It's got to be 55% or more. I want this to be a true consensus, right? We talk about that with the NBA streams. Like if something gets to, 51, 49, it means like the majority of the stream, yeah, they like it, but there's still damn near half the people that didn't. So 55 is a nice little sweet spot. We could even go 15 plus if we really do choose. You can get that right now at -112. So we'll see. That's probably what we'll do if this does end up winning. Which 83% of you mothers say it is. 43 votes. We'll wait for a few more votes to roll in. I mean, to be fair, I don't think that, yeah, looking at his season so far, it's not like the 14.5 versus 15.5 has really mattered. He is averaging 13 yards per reception. Now, that might have to do with averaging 42 yards per reception in this one, right? Because everything else looks like he's more along the lines of, like, 10. But again, 2 catches. Like, what do they have him over 1.5 receptions for? 1.5 receptions, you know, a line is -2. So if he averages 10 yards per reception, he's hitting this either way. Joseph says, and this is not a bad thought process, guys. He says, not trusting any Jets offensive player until Fields is benched. Like, you can't really knock that logic, can you? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's include it, guys. Again, we're building a community parlay here. So Breece Hall is in here right now. This is obviously a community parlay. You can see he's in there. We're going to keep this as like the official bank. If you don't like a leg or something like that, if you want to ride with this, if you are riding with it, no worries. You know what I mean? You don't need to follow every single leg or anything like that. So I don't want you guys sitting there being like, oh, well, come on. I really want to ride with this. But now you put Breece Hall in there. Hey, make your own adjustment. You know what I mean? We're all big boys and girls here. Again, guys, if you missed it, if you are just tuning in now, we are giving away the winnings of this parlay. If it does hit, we don't even know where it's going yet in terms of legs, odds, but you got to be following me on Instagram and just DM me being like, I'm here for the stream. And if you see this account, you're good to go. All right, let's get to another leg here. Henry over 35 receiving yards. Let's get to Hunter Henry. I know a lot of people like him as well. I'm not exactly high on Henry, but like I'm not low on him either. Like, would it shock me if we see Henry go for 55 yards tonight? Not at all, right? Like, this team isn't all that great against the tight end or anything like that. In fact, tight end, actually, they're allowing a lot of touchdowns, not too many receiving yards, right? But we said, what, 35? So over 34.5, that's not available. We'd have to go 30. That's not available on most. We'd have to go 30. Oh boy. All right, looks like we'd probably have to go 30. I'm trying to find a line that is available on most books here, you know? So, okay, this wouldn't be bad for a same game parlay adding in. So these are high odds, but you know what? We'll go 24.5. Hunter Henry, you know, head to head against the squad. Last time they played 45 yards. That was on 6 targets. This season, in terms of his target share, he's only averaging 4.7 targets, but he is, you know, getting 17.5 targets, 17% in terms of the target rate. So I don't think that I mind this. You can see via our NFL dashboard, Hunter Henry we have as a fairly easy matchup. So yeah, maybe this is a spot. Actually, I'm not even showing you guys, am I? I meant to be showing my screen. So Hunter Henry, he's hit this plenty. Head to head, he hit it. Jets decent at stopping tight ends, but it's still 45.1 to their opponents. So I think Hunter Henry over, you know, 25 plus receiving yards is something that we could definitely consider in this parlay. So let's go ahead and toss that into the poll. Let's keep in mind though, guys, I mean, we are using alternate lines, so that's good, but we don't want to go too crazy. This could very well be a crappy game. Pat says minus 260. Damn. Yeah, I mean, when we're putting into a parlay for fun to try and give away the winnings, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, am I playing this as a straight play? No, not at all. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, if you're taking this alone, then yeah, you're not looking at 20 to minus 260. But for me, trying to give away the winnings in a same game parlay, that type of thing, why not, right? This is my plays are right here for what we've actually locked in ourselves. Those are what I'm rolling with myself and the units and odds associated. But like anything that we do here is like, think about it, guys. We're a few hours before the game. This couldn't be more of a worse time to try and find some plays in terms of trying to beat the books or beat the odds or beat the price, because by now there's days and days of bets coming in and books are obviously pretty efficient. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like I just rambled a little bit there. Let's see. Is it Kyle Williams' birthday? Kyle Williams was flying on that touchdown last week. Flying on that touchdown. Adam, both teams over 33-yard field goal each. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Jay, is there no, on Prize Picks, is there no Hunter Henry Goblin line? Like, could you not get that at 24.5? Because I mean, I don't mind it. We do have the Drake May square. Should we be building this on Prize Picks? We do have that Drake May 0.5 passing yard square. I'm down to, if you guys want to pivot to Prize Picks here, we could definitely do so. Let me know in the chat. Because obviously we can get that Drake May square. I think I'm limited to $5 on those promos, so we might have to do the rest of it, and that's what we'll end up giving away if we do hit. Let's see, do we have Hunter the ability to go down on his line? Yeah, you could still get that Goblin, so you can get the same price if you do choose to. I see it right here. So this is what we're looking at, Jay. So you have multiple lines for Hunter. You can get that one that we talked about, which again, like it's tough. When you take an alternate line, the Green Goblin, you're going to kill the payout and everything like that. But again, as long as I keep reminding you guys that we're kind of looking at this from let's just get some more action in the game. We're going to give away the winnings if it hits. I can't sit here and be like, this is the sharpest stuff in the world. Like, we're putting together plays in a parlay in the matter of minutes, you know? So yeah, we could start with this Drake May here. We could throw that in, but we'll keep everything kind of in here as well. So did we like that Hunter Henry one? 82% of you guys said yes. So okay, we can toss that one in there as well. So we have this. We'll be able to toss this in easily to any books out there. For example, I can literally drag and drop this into FanDuel and it adds it to the slip. So we could see it right there. Plus 144 so far. So we can keep doing that too to kind of check odds on whatever book we want. But that's 2 down. We have Breece Hall over 14.5 receiving yards. Hunter Henry over 24.5 receiving yards. What else do we like here? Don't mind that, Adam, but we're going to stick to just Thursday Night Football just for the fun of it. The weather is just like, you know, cloudy and crappy. Maybe there's going to be some light rain for the game, but I don't think anything that is like truly going to impact the game. Yeah, actually precipitation 33, but it's going to be at, let's see, 4 p.m. and then doesn't look like we're going to see much throughout the rest of the night. Don't quote me on it. Quote Google. Quote Google. All right, what else are we looking at here? Both kickers over 1.5 field goals. We can add a kicker. Do we want to? Let's pick one specifically. Who would we rather? Run it up says Mason Taylor receiver. Yeah, we already took that ourselves at 29.5. I don't mind looking into that in a little bit either. So Folk, I'm seeing Folk. Okay, geez, guys. Everyone seems to love Nick Folk. I say that after like a few people commented it. Hey, but what is this world if we're not exaggerating? All right, against his old squad, Nick Folk over made field goals. Jesus, he's been running it up. Patriots have stopped, you know, a bunch of kickers from making field goals. I guess we can admit that. We don't have that on this. I mean, I don't mind this. It is just like, I don't want to say crazy. Their red zone efficiency is not good in the defensive side of things. So we could see some touchdowns if they get in there. What the folk? Davey says, don't folk and doink it. You can't say that and not sound like an Irishman or something. All right, I mean, I don't mind it. Let's go ahead and toss it up to a poll. You guys tell me if you like this one. I mean, we could realistically. DK and PrizePicks have a 0.5. So, I mean, if we really wanted to get safe there, like, I feel like they're going to kick one field goal. You know what I'm saying? Drake may underpass completions. That is interesting. It is interesting. Ooh, check this out. PrizePicks is watching the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, they've bumped it to 16.5. Can we still get the, where are we at? Receiving yards. Can we still get him? Where the heck? Oh. That's a couple. That's nothing to tip your nose at. I mean, we could still get him at probably. No, that's the line. I mean, hell, maybe we do pivot to just using a regular book or something. I mean, it's not that crazy. Like, if he's going to hit it, I think he's going to hit it, you know? But I think that's worth noting. Did I already dump in the PrizePicks link if anyone wants to jump on board on PrizePicks? I think I might have. We'll do it again. All right. 53%. We're going to toss it over to 50. This is a close one. We're going to toss it over to Timmy the Timer, all right? Like we like to do, put a little pressure here on the clock. Right now, it doesn't look like this one's going through. I'll be honest with you guys. Special teams touchdown. Now we're getting crazy. I mean, would it shock anybody? I guess not, right? All right, timer's over. Where are we at with the poll? Most people said no. I'm kind of shocked by that, actually. I thought that based on the chat, so that means that the vocal majority's out there saying Nick Folk, and then there's people watching that are like, I don't think we like that one. So let's go ahead and make sure Nick Folk is not involved here. We still have these two plays, Hunter Henry and Breece Hall. Right now, just for us to get a grasp here, DK, you're looking at odds of plus 142. I think FanDuel was, plus 133. So that might be where we end up turning to there. Any other, do we have this available on? It's available on and PrizePicks. So I guess that's what we're looking at in terms of places that have these lines so far. But, I mean, we only have 2 picks in there. I want a few more, guys. We want a little bit of action here. Yeah, Folk. I see Folk being a decent play. You can get it for plus money on its own right now, too, if you just want to roll with it and forget the parlay. So I'm not going to knock the Nick Folk play, but, hey, the community has spoken, right? That's why we do the polls. Let's put this one out there because we've already talked about this, Chad. So Chad says, what do you think about Mac Hollins over in yards? I think this is a good Mac Hollins day. I really do. I like his receptions for plus money, but we can definitely kind of talk about his yards here. So receiving yards at 39.5. He's obviously been pretty good the last few weeks. And what I want to note is Mac Hollins is really good against man defense, and he gets targeted against man defense. No Kayshon Boutte as well, which is very, very important. You could see here, I mean, in terms of he's third in the target share and fourth in terms of red zone target share. But some of these games, you have Cleveland, Tampa Bay, even Pittsburgh, like some of these games, he has had some decent enough games, and they're teams that play a lot of man, right? So I don't mind his receptions either if you guys are looking for a standalone, right? Pittsburgh, Cleveland, again, some of these comparable teams. So let's toss Mac Hollins into the wind here and see what you guys think. So we'll look at what's a good line here. Trying to get one that's, easily consumable. We got to keep it available on DK and on PrizePicks. That's a little too crazy. We already have the Hunter Henry one in there. Maybe we got to keep it at this 37, or what was that at? 39.5? I guess we got to keep it at this 39.5. That's where it's available most. So that's a big number. I could see him catching a long one, but yeah, I mean, it's not exactly the easiest of tasks, right? Like, I do think it's a Mac Hollins, but it's definitely a gamble in a sense, which obviously that's what we're doing. Again, for everyone that's tuning in new, like what we're doing here is putting together a parlay in a matter of minutes, and we're looking at plays and just polling you guys. Is this the best way to go about and really dissect? Is that the word? And decipher? I think I'm messing up my words right now, but is that the best way to go about it? No, right? We probably want to spend more and more time on some of these if we're just locking them in and really confident. But when we're putting together a parlay and we're giving away the winnings, let's have some fun. That's kind of where my brain is at right now. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll look at Travion next. And then Carter says, do you like Fields over 150 passing yards? I really don't mind it. Drizzy, why do we think it's going to be a Diggs night? Just because he is the number one receiver, and I think that this is a Jets team that allows plenty of first read reception, so that would make sense. But Diggs isn't always the guy that gets looked at downfield and stuff, and I think that might be a thing tonight with the Patriots, looking downfield. I don't mind it, obviously. As a Patriots fan, how could I knock Stephon Diggs? But I'm just curious as the logic there. Yeah, max line has definitely moved around. I don't think it was ever at 30. But it was definitely more plus money for what we were getting now. Like, look at this. You get this plus 112 yesterday at like 4 p.m. So I don't know if it was ever that. Like, I've been saying I think it's a good Mac Hollins day and stuff like that. I don't think that, it's a unique take. I think a lot of people are thinking somewhat of the same thing. Christian says, good afternoon, Ev. You going to stream for the NBA? I don't know if we'll get to NBA today. Tomorrow, potentially. My biggest thing with the video and content creation is I hate starting things and not finishing them, right? So I don't even want to sit here and promise a stream tomorrow if things come up. And it's not me being lazy. It's literally if things come up, it's tough to get a stream in there, right? No, I don't think Diggs is worth a fade. I just think that there could be some more opportunity. I will say, at least, and trust me, this is my opinion, right? The last football that we talked about, I went 0-5 in Monday Night Football, so let's make things abundantly clear. I don't think that Diggs is a bad look. I do think the receptions may be better than the yards, because I think we're going to see Mac Hollins, Demario Douglas going downfield, and then Diggs may be the guy that, just kind of sits in the underneath, beats his man, and then might be a little bit of a dump-off type of a look. So right now his receiving yards are at 49.5. I don't mind it, but I don't hate the idea of him catching, 5 balls for similar odds, if that makes sense. But again, it's not a hate on Diggs. It's that I just think that there could be some better options value-wise out there. That's how I guess I would put it. All right, what do we got for this Mac Hollins? 53%. All right, let's toss it over to Timmy the Timer. And let's see, because that is very, very close. So if you like that Mac Hollins play, get your vote in right now. I know we only have a few votes in there, guys. If you're watching, it's totally anonymous. No one sees what you're voting or anything like that. So drop your votes. Can't complain after the fact if, we end up rolling with something and you're like, oh, I don't like that. And it's like, well, you should have voted. You know what I mean? So get your votes in. While you're doing so, hit that like button. And like we said, if we hit this parlay, we're giving away the winnings. So go ahead and make sure you're following me on Instagram at EvPicks, EVPICKZ, spelling bee champ. All right, looks like Mac Hollins. You guys who tuned into the Tuesday live stream a couple days ago? Because we were getting votes like that. Now you guys are being a little stingy. Mac Hollins is off the board. Let's keep an eye on what we want to look at. We want to look at Justin Fields, Travion Henderson, and we'll get to Diggs at one point as well. So let's start with Henderson, okay? Because I think a lot of people are thinking this could be a ground attack and everything like that. So let's take a peek at Travion and look at his rushing yards. We could probably go alternate line here because, well, obviously because, we're doing an SGP. So right now, that is a crazy high line. 80 yards from him does seem a little too high for me. Can we look at what would be okay here? let's take a peek at 60 plus, okay? Yeah, you're looking at some juice, but I do think that that's a little bit more in the realm of what I'm looking at because this isn't a bad Jets run defense. Via our dashboard, guys, you can see, overall, this is a good defense against the pass, but where are we trying to find this? Where is it? Man duo. This team isn't all that, terrible. I guess the outside zone is more of inside zone's more of a spot where they kind of stink. Okay, maybe I'm a little ass backwards on this one. Maybe this is a good spot for Travion. I will say, we already talked about it, right? I think this is a spot in which Drake May is going to have plenty of opportunity to sit back and pass. And I don't know if this rushing attack is going to look all that great because this Patriots team has not rushed the ball tremendously so far this season. You know what I mean? So far, they're just 21st in rushing yards per carry and yards per game, 16th. But we knocked this line down. Is it that crazy? You know what I mean? Especially when we look at games without Ramondre Stevenson. Which, let's get to him. Ramondre Stevenson out, he's averaging 50, he had 55 and then 147. That's an average of, where are we at here? I know it's somewhere. I'm just losing my mind. Get this out of here. It's an average of 101. It's not that crazy to think that Travion could go off. So let's toss this to the poll. It's going to be an alternate line of 60 plus. Yeah, Adam. So like we said about we have Brees over 14.5. If you like his receptions better for, what you think is a little bit safer in a parlay, send it. I'm not here to say no. Kool-Aid's in the building saying, let's go, live show. Wow, call me a weatherman. I'm looking out my window right now, and I just said, hey, there's a chance of rain in the next few minutes, or whatever I said, right? Before the game. There it goes. Boots on the ground. They can still play in that. They can still play in that. No kidding. It's football, buddy. So J Dot at a standalone play, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Getting plus money, Travion going kind of crazy. We're building the parlay here, so it's we can bump it down a little bit if there's any sort of reserve. You know what I mean? Malera says, how does Vegas get the prop lines correct? So I guess a little bit of education here from I guess someone that knows how it works to some degree. They obviously have algorithms to kind of get things in a decent enough position, right? But where they really move things is, I guess the easiest way to dumb it down for me to say it, and maybe you guys to understand it, is books getting hit with intelligent money in a sense. Everyone always thinks it's, because a large wager came in, it moves the line. No. If there's a guy out there, a millionaire, that's betting $1 million somehow on a game, but the sportsbook knows that he stinks, it's not going to move the line, move the odds, really. They'll just take that play. Sportsbooks really adjust their line and adjust their odds based on kind of, their system now saying, hey, that's a profitable, intelligent, sharp person taking this. Let's move it a little bit, right? And then say they move it a couple yards, and then all of a sudden the unders come in. They say, hey, we got to move it down a little bit. And by game time, especially with the NFL, when you have a week and sometimes plus to be able to put this together, they get a line that it's enough plays, not necessarily money, right? Everyone thinks, they're trying to even it out in 50-50. No, they're just using information on either side to whittle it down to that middle line that they think is the best line for this one, right? Because obviously their goal is to make money, right? They're not just trying to even out 50-50 and take the juice. That's an old way of thinking. They're trying to put the most efficient line out there. What do we have so far? Let's see, is this Henderson one's, yeah, okay, so 76%. We need some more votes though, guys. We'll lock in this Henderson one because it is a safer one, but guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're dropping, your plays in the comments because we want some more votes to get this community rolling, right? But so far, we have, actually it's up on the screen right now. This is what we're looking at so far in terms of what we have. Brees Hall over 14.5 receiving yards. Hunter Henry 24.5 receiving yards. Travion over 59.5 rushing. A lot of overs for a game that could bite us in the you-know-what. Do we have Travion? Oh, it moved back. So Prize Picks really is in this stream. We called them out and they moved it right back. Let's go to Travion and add him in here. We're just going to compare, obviously, like the lines and whatnot as we go through. We don't know exactly where we're placing this as of right now, right? So right now, obviously, with the Drake May play, you could lock this one in and look at, 10x if you hit first place, but 4 plays, realistically 4.5, right? From a DK perspective, so let's add this one in. It should auto load. And then from a FD perspective, let's lock this one in. It'll load this one up. That's only 2. We got to get rid of this. I think we got to reset it. Or was that actually in there? I might have messed that one up. But yeah, guys, I do hope that kind of helps just kind of shed. So 242 so far and 266. So yeah, it looks like we're leaning towards FD as of right now in terms of where we'll place this. But that's what we have so far. Repent says, yes, sharp bettors move the lines. Yeah, it's important to know that, guys. Like, I do think that there's such a misconception with, person A puts 100 grand on a game or more, and it's like, oh, that's going to move it. If the sportsbooks in their little computer, they're like, that guy's we'll take his money. He's a dum-dum. They're not moving anything. You know what I mean? They will encourage that action. If someone comes in and they could bet, I don't know, half that or something, if they really, really value the profile that's coming in and the account that's placing that, they'll be like, hey, they know something. You know what I mean? All right, let's look at this. Chad says, personally, I don't like that tonight. Like what tonight? We got on a little bit of a sidetrack there, so let's see if I could scroll up and find some other plays. I know I literally said, hey, we got to remember what we're going to focus on here. We said Travion. Fields. Let's take a peek at Fields. So we don't have to go we were looking at his alternate, 150. We don't need that. We could definitely look at something that's a little bit more conservative than that, because even the regular line's like 136, right? Like, check this out. You can get him at -1. Is this available? So let's get where this line is at on most places. 135.5 Prize Picks. We're looking for FD and DK because that's kind of what we're building already, right? We might even be able to use a boost over there. So, okay, maybe we have to look at that 150. That's the one that has it in all of these spots. We can obviously alt it if we need to, but hell, this is going to do a lot for the odds if we do like it. So Justin Fields against the Patriots. We can look at the Patriots game log against, right? Geno hit this line. Tua hit this line. Aaron Rodgers, crazy enough, hit this line, right? We're looking at what, 149.5. So I guess if you're placing this as a single, you can get it in many different places right here. Actually, we didn't even go back this far. Yeah, I think we should stick with that number that we have. Let's do that. But anyways, we're looking at 149.5. This is going to do some damage to our, in a good way, to our odds. But anyways, let's get back to the game logs. Bryce Young hit this line. Josh Allen hit the line. Rattler hit the line. Cam Ward hit the line. Dylan Gabriel hit the damn line. Michael Penix did as well. And Baker did. So, yeah, this might be something worth considering. I mean, it is a little rainy. We get that. But like I said earlier, is it crazy to think a starting quarterback in this league will throw for 150? No. I don't think I'm taking this myself in terms of a straight play, even though it's plus 140. But if you guys want to get a little spicy in the parlay, hey, maybe that's what we do, all right? Let's see. Let's see. That's up to you guys. We'll toss that up to a poll, man. Because that should be an easy line, but should also be tough for a guy that stinks as much as him. And no Garrett Wilson, as we're seeing in the chat. Yes. You guys let me know. Beeves, we have Brees already in, receiving yards right there. That is part of the parlay. It's already built out. They keep moving this thing back and forth on Prize Picks, but we already have that built out on both DK and FD. Plus 275 now is what we're looking at. Sheesh. And a reminder, anyone tuning in new, we are giving away the winnings if we hit this, okay? All you have to do is follow me on Instagram, DM me, hey, I'm here for the stream, and you're entered. If this hits, we'll pick multiple people and be like, hey, let's give this away. You know what I mean? Damn, a lot of you guys have already entered. Okay. Patriots kind of struggled. Trip says, would this be like, don't Patriots struggle with dual threats? They've just kind of struggled against quarterbacks, I would say, in general this year. I have not been impressed with their defensive passing statue, whatever the word I'm looking for here. Like, I don't think that's been their forte. They've been really good against the run. Clark says vote on the under. Hey, if you don't like the over, that it's essentially like vote no. That's the under. We're not going to I get what you mean. Can we toss a vote up for the under? Oh, okay, if we circle back to it, yes, I get it. But I see what you mean. I was thinking like how to say the opposite, which would obviously be no, but I think they understand that. Mason Taylor over in receptions or yards, Beeves. That's something I've already played straight today, so we might take a peek at that. Looks like people are hating on this Fields one, which I can't blame y'all. I really can't. So this is what we have so far. Breece Hall over 14.5 receiving. Hunter Henry 25 plus receiving. And then Travion Henderson over 59.5 rushing. And I do think that it's worth noting, like, guys, take a peek at the Patriots depth chart, right? Jennings, questionable. Gibson, out. We already know Ramondre's out. Travion's there alone. So, like, he should get a lot of run, one may think, right? So, we did take an alternate line, though, on him. All right, what else we got here? Is it 4? Kool-Aid says that Diggs. So I did see this. I didn't know it was 4. He has 4 babies on the way from 4 different women. I thought it was 2, but maybe I just missed it. I know, obviously, Cardi and then someone else, but is it actually 4? That is crazy, dude. Some of these guys are just so dumb. Oh, you beat him, huh? There. Oh, I guess so far so good. Papa says they shut down Folk, but I got it on a slip. Nice. Yeah, King is kind of onto something here, right? I mean, if Fields gets benched, those plays should count, right? And if you're on his unders, then damn, it looks okay. All right, Drake May 5.5 rush attempts, so we wouldn't be able to toss this in on Prize Picks because they have the Drake May promo, and you can't do the same player. But hell, let's take a peek at it for any of the other spots that we might throw this in. Over 5.5 rush attempts for Drake May. We talked about this on H to H, right? And my only concern, so I'll just get my thought on this out of the way, is that I really do think the way Drake May has been running around, they're telling him they have to, if they are smart coaches, which Vrabel is, they have to be telling him, dude, you're going to get hurt. You can't do this. This is a long-term play for you, kid. Like, we have a team, like that type of thing. You know what I mean? So let's keep that in mind. But I can't sit here and tell you that I don't mind it. I mean, look at his hit rate. 5 straight games, last 5, 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, right? He's hit the 5.5 rushing attempts on 4 of his last 5 games versus bottom 10 defenses for rushing attempts against. They're allowing the 3rd most rush attempts against. Can we take a peek at the Jets quarterback, against game log? We mentioned how quarterbacks aren't necessarily throwing on them, right? How are they doing on the ground? I don't think I know this off the top of my head. Rushes 6-3, 4-3, and we're talking about like Mitchell Trubisky for 3, Baker 4, okay, 2 of 3, 7 from Dak, 5 Knicks, and then Bryce, Dalton, and Joe Flacco. We wouldn't assume any of those, so I don't necessarily mind this spot for Drake. I do believe that they are thinking, hey, you gotta stop running though. So let's toss this one up to a poll because I definitely don't mind it. I really don't, but. And especially when you think about it, hey, if he kneels it or something like that, we're getting an extra rush attempt in, right? So let's see what we got. If this line was like 7.5, I'd be like, I don't think so. But I could see him running the ball a few times, especially with the fact that this Jets team plays a lot of man defense. Man defense, quarterbacks can take off and go sometimes. If you don't have a spy, everyone's turned their back and focusing on the receiver, right? So the quarterback, that middle of the field can be open and they can take off. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm against this as a Patriots fan because I don't want him running around. Same thing with Josh Allen like a couple years ago, right? They're like, dude, you are a quarterback. You got to stay safe. And as unfortunate as that sounds, it sounds like, you know, the pussification of the league and whatnot, but it's very, very true. Like, a quarterback gets hurt and down goes the franchise in a sense. You know what I mean? So I'm all for them trying to keep him healthy. But, hell, I mean, if he could run, if he could break this in the first half, you know what I mean? It's not that high of a line. And we'd have to figure out where we're going to put this one because it doesn't look like FD has it. So, interesting. Might make us have to turn to DK. Which there is a boost over on DK. 30% boost. Minimum 3 plus 300 or higher. Okay, that's not, for 30%, I guess that's not terrible, right? Not terrible. Guys, make sure to get your votes in. Like I said, it's totally anonymous if you're worried about dropping a vote and it's like, oh, I don't want people seeing. I don't know why. I don't know if that's the case, but you're good, all right? And also hit that like button. I've said it multiple times a stream. Probably sounds like I'm pandering, but you know what? Please hit the like button. I am pandering. And I'll do this. Speaking of pandering, I just posted this over on X, right? That's my X there, saying, hey, we're building a parlay on live. If you guys have X, head over there, retweet that, get some more people seeing it. Let's get some more bodies in here. We can get even more opinions. It looks like you guys are liking this Drake one. Let's put a 33-second timer up on the clock, and once that's over, I'm gonna hit end poll right away. And if he's still, 55% or more, that's going to be a play that we're rolling with in this one. So right now, Drake May over 5.5 rush attempts is what we're looking at. 20 seconds on the clock. Do. Not doing that. Four, 3, 2, 1. All right, 71% of you guys are on board with that Drake May play. So let's go ahead and toss it in. Now, it looks like that is going to limit us to just DraftKings for now. But let's say this, and it's going to take some brain power for you guys to stay with me here. So right now we're looking at a DK parlay, and we can use that boost for it too, right? So we'll get FanDuel out here for now. We can use that boost when the time comes. On the prize pick side of things, this promo square that we have will be in place of that Drake May play. Okay, so we have Drake May involved, but on the DK side, we have his rush attempts. On the prize pick side, we have that promo square right now. Where is it? Right here, 0.5 passing yards. You could see it right here. Okay, they're offering that. So does that make sense? Hopefully we got enough brain power to understand that one. Okay, because if I can understand something, I'm a dummy. I think that a lot of you guys can't too. Papa says, let my prop shine. May is getting those 5.5. Well, hopefully he's getting those 6, okay? they say they somehow end up kneeling. Hey, crazier things have happened in sports betting, but they somehow end up ruling like a kneeling as a half of a rush, and it's like, did we just push a 5.5 line? BLK says, feeling risky with a Jets win tonight. That is risky, but I said it earlier on the show. I was like, if the Jets are going to pull out like a big upset win like this, it's going to happen against a divisional rival in a primetime Thursday night messy game against a team that has just been fully go green light special, and it's like they're due for some sort of an upset. You know what I mean? Juan says, who for my wide receiver 1 and 2 and 3 and flex spot? Okay, well, are we building the entire team here? Damn. Devontae Adams, Samuel, Quentin Johnson, Jacoby Myers. I mean, are we going to go through all this? Devontae Adams, I would say 100% Debo. And then I think you have it in the correct order right there. Yeah, I mean, if you could go, yeah, why not? I don't mind if you just go in that order. Adams, Samuel, Johnson, and Myers. I do think Myers is in a iffy situation, but I think that he'll be okay in Jacksonville. He's a very good receiver in terms of getting that space and being able to catch balls, which is his job. All right, what are we looking at here? What else? Right now, so I guess we could pull this one up. Right now, we're looking at this. Brees, we've already talked about. Hunter Henry, Travion, and now Drake May. And updated odds on this bad boy, we're looking at... Come on, let's get these in. What's great about it, if you guys want to, ready? I mean, if you could scan this right now and it'll populate those into your DK book. If you're watching on a TV or computer or something, boom, your phone, you could scan that. You could also just drag and drop this into a browser. Plus 500 right now. I mean, do we need to? Must we add more to this? Do we want to add more? Or could we move on to a TD one, or could we do something different? What do you guys think? Plus 500. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We look at the opt-in there. Things are gonna be looking with that 30% boost. We'll be cooking. Let me know in the chat. This is do we like that plus 500? More chins, more wins. We were trying to work on our more chins, but I keep ordering pizza. Like, what are we doing here? I'm like, all right, I spend all day working out. Not all day working out, but work out, eat healthy, sit down, watch football, and I'm like, let's have some beers and pizza. And have too much pizza and too many beers. We do have Hunter Henry in the parlay as already. I mean, we can add one more. This setup is actually crazy. Like, the game is set up. Or this, like what we're doing here. Because we do put a lot of effort into the, I guess, call it production value of the stream, right? Okay, so, okay. Let me put this to a poll just so we can kind of get this. All right, these are two options that we have. Let's see what you guys think of this, because this is a good either place to leave off or a let's pivot and do something really different. I mean, we've been live for I think almost an hour and a half. We can stay live a little bit longer. I probably got to be out definitely before 5, so we have time to build another parlay if we need to. And what we can do is maybe build like we just saw it, Carter said it, could do a little bit a guarantee plus 100 to plus 150 parlay. I would take out the word guarantee, but we could definitely do something like that. So let's see what you guys like. Lock in what we have, start new, and we do that in easy. We'll take a bunch of alternate lines and stuff like that, right? And plus 100, or I should say, we add one more to this plus 500, which I don't think is like totally necessary. I think that we're kind of, I like where we're at with this one, but I'm down to see what you guys think. So make sure to get your votes in there. Now we're starting to see some likes come in. All right, shout out to you guys. We still have plenty more people in here than have liked the stream. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes like that. We're right in front of it right now. I could see the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. I could see it. In fact, I could smell it. Paul says, Ev, you are awesome. I appreciate that. So on the slip right now, this is what we have. We have Brees Hall over 14.5 receiving yards. Hunter Henry over 24.5 receiving yards. Travion Henderson over 59.5 rushing yards. And Drake May over 5.5 rush attempts. As of right now, we're looking at a parlay that is at plus 500. Plus 500. We'll throw in a 30% boost on it. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, and DM me. I'm here from the stream. I'm here for the giveaway, whatever. We'll be giving away the winnings, which will probably be pretty good. We'll probably put, like, I don't know, what do you think? We'll put 20 bucks on it. That sound good to you guys? I know it's my money. You're probably like, put 100 bucks on it. All right, I think we can close this one. All right, so we're gonna lock this one in. I'm gonna place it now. I am hiding screen because I don't want like password and stuff to leak. But I know you guys wouldn't do that, but the guppies would. All right, so let's get this in. We'll go plus 500. If we put 25, I want to give away the winnings to a few different people. So let's go 25 bucks on it, okay? Payout of 150. We'll pick like 4 or 5 people and split up, give you a little something, or maybe we pick 2. That is yet to be determined, okay? But I want to give away the winnings if it does hit. So we're gonna lock this one in. I just placed it without the boost. Okay. Well, that was stupid. Let's go ahead and do we have time to cash it out? I don't think we can cash out that. Okay. All right, we'll do it again. So now we'll definitely have a lot of winnings if this cashes because I'm just an idiot. Let's toss this in with the boost now, Ev. That was tough. All right, here we go. Now we'll lock it in. So now it's plus 650. If we put another 20 bucks on it, so geez, now we got a decent amount on it. It looks like we're getting a decent amount, an extra, what, 30 bucks on that? So yes, we have 40 bucks on this one at plus 500 and at plus 6. What did it come to? Plus 6. I don't even know. Plus 650, I think it was. So guys, all you have to do, follow me over here on Instagram, EvPicks. I'll put the link right here. And just DM me like I've been saying. DM me saying, hey, I'm here for the giveaway. I'm here from the stream. And boom, you'll be entered. And if this does hit, which, by the way, this isn't like the craziest of parlay, right? Like Brees, Hunter Henry, Travion, and Drake May. Like, I could see this hitting. If this hits, we're giving away hundreds of dollars in the Instagram DM. So, yeah, go ahead and do so. We got a comment the other day when we did this in stream being like, you're only doing that giveaway so people get, follow you on Instagram. And I'm like, well, partially, I guess. Like, we run a social media company here. I'm trying to build that. But, like, are we really going to rag? I just put $40 of my own money on a plus 500 parlay. Very much could just be giving away money to the book, right? Like, and we're trying to give away hundreds of dollars in doing so. Like, I feel like that's a nice thing to do. But, hey, people will find something wrong with everything you do. They don't boo nobodies, like I tell you guys. The link ain't clickable. Are you guys not able to click that link? I just think that's funny. I mean, we're transparent here, right? If I'm saying like, hey, like, yeah, like I'm asking you to follow me because why? Oh, well, I want to, that's what my gain is in a sense, right? Like, it's almost like, well, this case, I guess we paid $40 for that. BL, then I guess just go to the Instagram app, EVPICKZ, search it up. It might be in the description of this at the very bottom too if you open that up, but it looks like it is clickable on most things. But I'm all right. I'm going to update what we're doing right now. I'll put this in the pinned comment. All right. I'm pinning this to the top so anyone tuning in knows what we got. We are going to build a plus 100, kind of more of like a safe one, right? I hate using the word guarantee, but Carter did throw this one out there, and I think it's a good idea for us to kind of do something like this. So we'll spend the remaining time of the stream, and just for everyone's awareness, this is what we placed the first time. This is what we have locked in. I will tweet this out actually right now too, so you guys can see it. So that is there. I'll be able to reference that link for anyone that kind of wants to go in and see it. Let's see, what else? Now we're going to build the safer one, right? So let's clear those bad boys, and let's get going. One of one says, hey, this is my first time tuning into the stream. Really do appreciate you being here. Yeah, repent. I think that there is a little bit of a thought process there of Fields potentially getting benched. Now, I mean, it's almost like the fact that, again, I was waiting until like today to see if Fields was playing. It's not like he doesn't have a long leash, you know what I mean? Oh, hell yeah, Derek saying I'm the best. And then Anthony saying first time. Hey, guys, let me know if it is your first time in the stream. We're trying to be a little bit more consistent with the live streams. Obviously, as we do that, we'll grow the live audience more and more, and you guys are going to be part of something kind of on the ground floor. But a little known fact is we got started on YouTube doing Celtics live streams. In fact, I hate that we might be able to pull this up. Don't go doing this yourself. Just trust me. This is how we used to do things. So, like, I'm talking oldest. Oh man, look at this could bring a tear to my eye, really. Look at Little Ev. 4 years ago, so not that long ago. We were doing Celtics live streams way long before that, but then we transitioned to YouTube. Look at this. 76 views, 92 views. Don't you dare sell yourself short if you're thinking you can't build something or do something. We're sitting here now at 146,000 subscribers. You know, my videos on the daily are doing pretty damn well. At least, you know, what I'd like to think as well, you know what I mean? And we used to be streaming to almost nobody, and look at it now. So guys, let that be a little bit of a lesson of, hey, just keep doing it. If you love it, just keep freaking doing it. But yeah, anyways, welcome to the stream. Obviously a little different than the Celtics streams, but was that not a ride a long time ago? Damn, a lot of people in here for the first time. Let's go. Appreciate it. Let's pump in some crowd noise for y'all. Let's go. Repent says I win a lot. I try to. I mean, I would never, like, even when someone asks me what I do for a living, I kind of tell them, and they're like, oh, so do you sell picks and stuff? I say, I never sell picks. I don't think that I'd ever be good enough to sell picks. Like, that's my thought. You know what I mean? As long as we're making videos that I would deem entertaining, building a good community, and providing some sort of information or insight or anything like that. Like, even if the plays from the video end up stinking, all those facts that we talked about with, you know, Justin Fields versus man and looking downfield to the outside, this slot receiver, those are all facts, and people can learn from that. Yeah, Bernie, I would say that is something that's worth considering. I would definitely. And that might be why his line is so damn low at 139.5 or 136.5, whatever it is. Ray says he owns his losses. Is this going to come into like I'm down for it. Are we going to turn in? This is going to be like the opposite of a roast. You guys are going to start pumping my tires. Let's go. Let's go. Everyone say the nicest thing you can think about your boy Ev. I'm down for it. Screw Thursday night football. But you say he owns his losses, can admit when he was wrong. Yeah, I mean, well, think about it. If you're not admitting you're wrong in something that is so black and white, either right or wrong, like, I even get annoyed when there's, like, you know, I always say to my videos, I'm like, oh, this could have, but there's no place for could have, should have, would have in this. And, like, it's either a win or a loss. You know what I mean? Like, even teams like last year, the Pacers, they could have, yeah, sure, they could have won the finals if Tyrese Halliburton get hurt. Would they have? Who knows? But also, like, he did get hurt. There is a black and white answer to that. Unfortunately, that's the case. Maybe it makes people feel better being like, it was the right side and the right read, because I've had plenty of those, and I do take some positives out of losses sometimes. But the good thing is, like, it is just so clear-cut at the end of the day. Did you win? Did you lose? And, you know, that is a fact. Now, where you guys come in watching the videos and interacting as we build this awesome community, that is like the difference, because now you start to really appreciate, obviously, the analysis or the entertainment or the information, the insights, all that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've said, you know what I'm saying, a couple times. But, like, that becomes more appreciated than the actual end result. But there's no denying wins and losses are happening. I feel like that might have been, like, I think people might have needed to, you know, a 10 milligram gummy to understand that one. That was a lot right there, at least for me. Did we just time travel? Summit says, I love Ev, until he starts talking about the Pacers. Okay, honestly, Repent, that might be a good one, with that crazy, crazy, crazy flag at the end. I do think should have can apply, okay? I shouldn't blanket statement it, but at the same time, it was a loss, right? So that was a finality there. Yeah, the Guppy, I mean, guys, and okay, you know what? let's get to this parlay. I have one last Guppy rant because obviously when we post the Guppy alerts, which I don't know if you guys are aware, we posted one earlier today on the More Guy Boston Sports channel because there's just this dude who's making multiple accounts and hate commenting from that. And you know what? He says he's going to block me and never watch it, yet he keeps commenting on every single video. So, hey, whatever, man. They don't boo nobodies, right? But we did post this. And I forgot how much some people like this and some people don't like this, because when we do those Guppy alert videos, and AK, I'm just calling out a hater, we call them Guppies. There is so much credence to the idea of, well, why are you giving them attention? You're spotlighting them. But I do have to remind people, even though you're trying to have my back and stuff, at the same time, it's like, this is still the internet. You know what I mean? Like, this is still the internet. That dude can be sorry and sad and have his own, it's a comment, right? As long as it's not affecting me, affecting my loved ones, or even the guys on the team. Trey, Tassos, now Quotes doing the clips, right? If something's really happening there, then I'm not going to spotlight that crap. But if we can poke fun and have some fun and just create content out of someone leaving a stupid hate comment, I don't think it's platforming them. I get that people might disagree with it, but I feel comfortable where I'm at kind of handling the hate and playing in the mud. So I guess rant over. That's what I was trying to get at here. Luis says, Luis or Luis, I want to say both there, just get it right. Started watching your video with my friend a few weeks ago. Been loving your videos. Been hitting like crazy. That is awesome to hear. And hopefully you're just enjoying the videos themselves too, even if the hitting wasn't happening. But obviously that's good. All right, guys, let's do this. I am so off track here. I even have the pinned comment saying right now we're gonna do this. No, right now we just ranted for a few minutes and we got to get out of here by like 5. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh man, more comments. I mean, see, this is the type of things I like to respond to. This is from Repent. I genuinely don't understand people like that. A big part of us being here together is we're trying to help each other win against a $1 trillion industry. It's bad when Ev loses for any of us. Not good. Like, yeah, it's crazy. And like the people that are like, oh, you work for the books. It's like, really? I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I do appreciate all the support and everyone that's in here right now, just kind of agreeing with me and vibing. So just FYI, that is not lost. But always remember, do we have the sign still? Yeah. Can you guys see it? Don't be a guppy. It's kind of... Don't. All right, let's get into some of these plays. Drop some plays in the comments, and we're going to try and build I guess, a lower odd type parlay, okay? That's what we're going to be rocking with here. So if you guys did miss it, this was our first parlay that we put together. Plus 500. It was boosted to plus 650. We're giving away the winnings if that hits. We'll see what this play gets to, but if it's just a plus 100, then I don't know if the winnings are worth giving away. But hey, I'm down to if the people really want it or need it. So let's go ahead and start digging and building a nice, potentially more safe parlay. So get some plays down in the comments and let's go ahead and dive into it. Yeah, Kyle's absolutely awesome. Kyle's awesome. I mean, we talk a lot and brainstorm a lot, and he's such a, he's such a hard worker. We actually did, oh my God, I am so off topic here, but this is worth plugging, guys. I don't know if you guys are aware that I interviewed Kyle Kerms a while ago, like a year ago, and it's an awesome story he has. Like, I appreciate the hell out of him even more. Which, yeah, now we went from gassing me up to gassing up Kyle, but I do think he's the type of guy that deserves a lot of praise, right? Why can I not type this? Right here. I'll post this in the chat, but this dude has an awesome, awesome story. If you guys aren't aware, you probably watch him every day and don't realize how it makes you appreciate him even more. All right. No more sidetracking, but I had to give Kyle his props like we always do, right? Love the love. That's a great way of putting it, right? Kyle Kerms. He's his own channel. All right, let's go ahead and do this, guys. Let's get some alternate lines in here. Let's see. Let's get a 0.5 field goal for Folk. Where can we get that? I want to make sure that we're able to get this on multiple books. We did kind of look at it earlier, right? Field goals made, 0.5. DK, okay, looks like we might be able to run that one. Nick Folk, do we like it? Over 0.5 field goal. So 1+ field goals made. All he needs is 1 in this cash. Let's get the train back on the track here. Let's see what you guys think of this one. So he makes 1 field goal. That's what we're talking about. Which, I mean, we're talking some serious alts here. Again, we're only trying to get to like a +100 because we already have kind of a long shot one. Have some fun with some more juice and more action in the game. For anyone that is hasn't caught up to speed yet, this is what we are rolling with in terms of my actual plays today. There's a chance I want to take a peek at Breece Hall. Like, that might be an ad in the next hour or so, but we shall see. Our NBA plays are also on there as well. Just go to GuyBostonSports.com. Damn, 90%. Nick Folk, 0.5. All right. Let's toss that in. That is in there now. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to get this on Prize Picks as well if you guys want, because again, we still have that Drake May square that we have not used yet, and we didn't use it on this one because we got that boost on DK. So maybe we'll start building this as well over on Prize Picks here, but we shall see. So Nick Folk, there it is. All right, so that is in. Let's make sure we're adding this. So, boom, that's in. 1 to go. All right, let's get to another play here, guys. Ray, I don't mind the idea of those guys scoring. I think I'm on Hollins and like Demario Douglas for the odds today, though. Only way Folk doesn't hit a field goal is if the Patriots go up by 50 and Nick Folk slips and breaks his leg jogging onto the field. That is, I don't know if that's the only way, but repent, I can't deny it. That is certainly a way he doesn't hit a field goal. That is brutal, Co. You can't even get Nick Folk that. Yeah, the books and their different sort of lines and offerings is kind of frustrating. I'm in mass, so I have access to a ton, which is obviously great. All right, Drake May under 0.5 interceptions. What is that line at? Because again, we're trying to make this a +100. Like that is a little, like, you might be, let's see, interceptions. Okay, -175, no one. Okay. So maybe it's a little bit better than I originally would have thought. We don't have that on Prize Picks though. But again, actually, do we? Let's see. I have a question. I have a question for the class. It might not, because it is a, let's see, interception. You can only go more. That's fine though. We could still build this on DK. Do we like the idea of Drake under interceptions? I'll toss that out to the poll. I meant to share my screen. Sorry about that one, but. So he's not going to throw one. Do we like this play, though? That's the question. When you vote yes, it means we like the under. I can see myself, like, it's on a delay, and I like when I type. I don't like it, but, you know, we talk about more chins, more wins. I type and I go, like, why can't I just type like this? But I go, hey, not everyone's perfect. I'm certainly not. Mario 15 plus. I mean, that's something to consider, right? Too risky. Okay, people, do we start that poll? What do we got it at right now? 54. It's got to be 55 or more, and I want some more votes in here. We only have 13 votes on that right now. I could see that being a toss-up, like a tipped ball or something, in a parlay that we're just trying to get to plus 100-ish, plus 120-ish. Like, he could throw a perfect pass, hits off a guy's hand, and then is intercepted. I get the risk that people are talking about. I do get it. Drake May under 29.5 attempts. Is that what we see? What is his actual attempts line at right now? I can't get the under. 28.5 would be what we were looking at there, and even still not available on DK right now. I believe I still have that pick on, yeah, right here, right? Drake May. Let's see, refresh. Unless you used it, maybe it's gone. No, I still have it right here, yeah. For 3 more hours, 29 minutes. Did you use it? What up, CF? Let's check back in with this one. We're going to start Timmy the timer, all right? 33 seconds. This thing's right on the line. Yes is at 55. No is at 45. If it lands at 55, we're tossing it in. So if you guys feel strongly about the no or that it's too risky, you better get to the poll there and click no. And while doing so, hit the like button. I've said it like 3 or 4 times on the video. On the stream, I should say. If it's letting you use it again, damn. Maybe you didn't hit the max amount on it. I think there might be different people have different limits on that. Oh, okay. Wait, did that just end at 50? It did. It was 54 before I clicked it, and then boom, it moved over. I'm wondering if that should count. What do we think? That was crazy. Because I was a little late to hitting it, it moved 1 more. Let's keep that let's keep it in there. We might, if we get enough plays and we can kick this out, that's a good thought, right? This will be the first one out because there is some risk involved, but I mean, I don't mind it. So if we can remove this one at some point, right? And right now we're looking at on DK, I believe we're looking at, what do we got for odds? Oh man, all of those plays are still in there. Hold on. Hold the phone. This is what we're looking at here. Got to get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, that was one that we wanted to keep. All right, let's start over. Let's start from scratch here. Let's toss this in. Guys, you could scan that if you want to get on your way of building it. Let's toss this in. And what are we at for odds with these 2 plays? We're at minus 115 already. So that Drake May one is a little risky, right? All right, what should we look at next? Do we like, I see Demario Douglas from Papa Rib. I obviously like Douglas today as well. Let's look at him 15 plus. Is there a world in which we just look at him like 1 catch? Oh, minus 900. Yeah, like hell. Over 1.5 catches. That's pretty juiced. Receiving yards, you said 15 plus, right? Minus 201. I don't mind that. I mean, he's hit it in 6 straight games. Head to head, he hit it in 1 game last year. Had 12 in the next one. Yeah, Pop Douglas, 15 plus. What's too crazy? It's nothing crazy about that, right? I mean, I hope it hits. I have his over 23.5. Right here. Those are the 4 that we have already just for ourselves, but now we got a bunch of additional action locked in. If you guys did miss it, we have this, which this is the play that we're looking at. And let's give this another retweet. And if you guys wouldn't mind retweeting this, because we are still building the parlay, go ahead and retweet that over on X if you want. This tool, Brandon, is called Outlier. One of my favorite player prop research tools, just so easy to use and read and find plays. So check it out, 7-day free trial there. The coolest thing is you come in here, this is the prop screen, right? Even if you just wanted to go inside, say you're running late on time, you could set your odds like, okay, let's look for anything that is a minus 120 to, say, let's go plus 200, okay? That's what we want to look into. And now let's say, okay, we're looking for Thursday night football games. Or the Thursday night football game. These are all plays that are trending, that have hit, and they even explain it, right? Travion Henderson has failed to exceed 19.5 receiving yards, 7 of his last 8 games. You can click into it. Or how about this? Diggs failed to exceed 11.195 fantasy score and underdog, 6 of his last 10 games at home. You look at other ones that are just, about on the road or against top 10 defenses, some cool stuff. So really good tool. I should be showing you my screen. This is what I'm talking about. You set the filters up here, and then boom, you're off to the races with a bunch of plays that are already kind of fitting what you are liking to look at. So go check it out. But all right, what do we have on this Douglas one? All right, we'll allow a few more votes to come in, but looks like you guys do like that one. Off to an early start at 77 in terms of percent yes. Dom, if you want to truly ride with it, then I guess maybe still send it. I already personally took Douglas over 23.5, so I like it. Does that mean it's going to happen? Hell no. But if you can't get 15 and you can only get 20 plus, then I mean, I'm not against it. But don't come crying to me if it doesn't hit. But also, you don't need to give me my flowers if it does. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing this all together here. So I'm saying both ways here. I'm not asking for praise if it hits and trying to ignore it if it loses. Just, hey, it's on you. I say that to everyone all the time. We get comments being like, I hit because you said this. And I'm like, that's on you, dude. The fact that you heard me say it and made you press that place bet button, that's not on me. It's on you. Like, that's a good thing. I agree with that, Repent. All right, Douglas, where are we at with this one? 79%. Let's go ahead and just lock this in. I don't see that going any other way. So DeMario Douglas. Pop Douglas, over 19.5 receiving yards. 14.5. Let's speak, Ev. Add that in. Where are we at for odds now? I don't think that went in. Let's just clear it. Sometimes that drag and drop is messed up, especially when you're already building one. Plus 170, yikes. All right, this Drake May one is scary, but it is the same, like, it's the same odds as that, so let's see. Again, that might be the first one out. Without the Drake May one, we're still looking at minus 130. One more spot in an alternate line, we could get to that spot, you know what I mean? So DeMario Douglas is, this is to Repent, says, what is his string? I would say this Patriots team is pretty much Diggs and then everyone else. So Booty's out. That would be the number 2 this year, which is kind of crazy. But I do think that Douglas will probably fill into the 2/3 role. Him and Matt Collins will probably split. In terms of snaps per game, I can show you guys this right here. Kind of gives you an idea of, you know, how many snaps he's been playing and that type of thing. So, wide receiver, you could see DeMario Douglas, this middle one right here, week 10, only 21, only 24, 21. Like, he really hasn't been playing all that many snaps. It's been more so, obviously, Diggs, and then Hollins played a ton last week. That's why I like both these guys. The reason I do like Douglas in this one is just from a downfield perspective, and I think that there's some value there. I really think that Matt Collins might be the more steady one if you're looking at receptions or something like that, but I could see DeMario Douglas getting involved in this game because he is, in the last 4 weeks, getting 60% of the targets when Drake May targets downfield of like 20 or plus yards, which I think is big. And even, like we already kind of talked about it, right? Even with him playing, 20% of the snaps, he's still getting some action. Long balls, everything like that. Average yards per reception is at 15. His long reception, he's averaging 22. And check this out, 53, 44, 58, 26. The dude definitely gets targeted downfield. So I think that that's something to consider. But if I'm making it seem like DeMario Douglas, like if you're watching this game and we're on Douglas here and he's not on the field all that much, like that shouldn't be shocking. At least I should explain that a little bit more. I think he might be on the field more than 20% of the snaps tonight, but it isn't like this, like, oh, he's going to be the number 1 target whatsoever. Does that answer the question? Like, I feel like I just ranted again. All right, let's look at this one because this is kind of tied into a play that we like, right? Someone said Mason Taylor over 1-0. Is it over to get 2 receptions? So let's take a peek at that. I do like Taylor today. I think that that's going to be a good look. So if we can get him in some way, shape, or form involved, I'm already kind of on board with, at least with my thoughts, right? So let's see, 1.5 catches, super juice. We'd have to look at. This is tough. We could look at 2.5. He's not getting all that many targets, in the last 5 games, but there's games in which he's holding like 63% of target share, right? And he is, behind Garrett Wilson in targets. So essentially, no Garrett Wilson, boom, Mason Taylor moves right up. Look at team targets on the Jets side of things. Let's go to them. By the way, guys, I keep plugging this site. I really do like it. I've used it for a few years. This is an absolutely free site. I don't know if I think that this is free. Everything in there, yeah, team targets, everything. This is all free. Anything that's designated free here is, guess what? Free. But you could see here, tight end totals. He had 8 targets, most in last week, right? The week before he had 5 targets, only Josh Reynolds more than him. The week before 1, but then he had 12 targets in week number 5, more than anyone else on the team. Garrett Wilson played that game, so we could see Mason Taylor have some serious targets here. So do we like him over 2.5 catches? That would be pretty damn juiced. But again, we're not trying to make this like the craziest parlay in a sense, right? Like, but I will say, okay, let's actually add this one in. I'm going to say we can go alternate yards as well. We can look at him. Can we do like, actually 15 yards is pretty much the same odds that we'd be looking at, right? So yeah, let's you guys can tell me, would you rather? Let's do this. I'm going to add this to the poll. It's a third option. All right. Because if we're going to go juiced, right? If we're already saying we're biting the bullet, we're just trying to have some fun here. Receptions at 2.5 is sitting right at that 425. Receiving yards at 14.5 is even better. And then we're probably looking at this on DK. So I think that 14.5 might be a decent enough pivot. So go ahead and vote on that. Let's see if we like the 15 plus or the receptions. I get it if someone likes receptions. I'm not saying 15 is a better option. He might have a couple dump offs for 6 yards. It's only 12 yards. Make sure you guys get those votes in. The quicker we get votes in, kind of the quicker we can move on too. So I guess there's like a benefit there in a sense, right? Like once I feel like, all right, we got a handful of votes, you know, the community has spoken, it's easier for us to say, hey, let's go to the next one. You know? Jets, not exactly the best defense against the run game. Carlos, that's fair. That makes sense. Henderson line went down from 80 to 70. Eeks. I do think everyone's going to be on Henderson, but at the same time, I agree with you, Beebs. At the same time, like, who are the Patriots handing the ball off to? You know? We had Hunter Henry in our other parlay right here. So this was the other one that we cooked up earlier for the long shot plus 6. We have him over, it's an alternate line, but over 24.5, so 25 plus. We have that. This is the other one, by the way. Let's see where we're at with this. Okay, so it actually looks like you guys like Mason Taylor over 2.5. So let's toss that in, and we'll forget about the interception. I don't mind the interception, but again, it is a little risky. It could bounce off someone's hands. Maybe it's a little drizzly, rainy, all that, right? Could be a little worrisome, at least in my brain. So let's ditch this for now because the odds with that were still decent enough, right? Minus 130. This is probably going to put us into a decent little category, I would say. So let's throw this up. And we got to get our, let's see. Let's clear it again. Let's get this new one. Did we clear it? No. Let's get the new one in there. Let it load up. And bada bing, bada boom, plus 116. Just those 3 plays. How doable does that sound? Which, you know, that's the kiss of death, right? This is crazy. Portnoy, 3 plus. Where did that go? 3 plus passing touchdowns for Drake made. I mean, I don't mind Demario Douglas. We already said that. And the Patriots to win by 20 plus. I wonder what the fair odds on that are. All right, what do we think of this one? We have Folk 1 plus, Demario 15 plus, Taylor plus. Do we need to add another one? Frank, I don't mind that Brees look. We kind of talked about it earlier. I think that's going to be a look. My only concern is that the Patriots are potentially going to key in on it. But I think all signs pass to the middle of the field being wide open for some dump offs to Breece Hall against a slower linebacker in man coverage, even in zone finding that. So it's not something that I rolled with myself, but I have these 4 plays open right now, right? If I were to pick another one, it would have been either Breece in the yards or receptions department. So I can't say I hate it. Devin, I hope the exact same thing. All right, what are we thinking here? We are doing it on purpose, Waxy. So you say respectfully, what the F is this? Instead of, with the attitude, right, buddy? Hey, let's ask a question. We just built a long shot, and then it was thrown out in the chat that the idea next would be just to do like a double up. So that's the point. So what is this? It's literally our entire goal. And here you came in with that attitude, my man. It is 2x too, by the way. Yeah, I guess that's true. This is doubling up. That's literally what we're trying to do. It's not rude. I keep telling you guys, it's okay to mix it up. Unless you're saying what I said was rude. That might be putting the guy on blast. That's fairly rude, but the entire goal of what we're trying to do is what we just did, and someone comes in and goes, what the F is this? Ask the question. Ask the question. Don't say it with an attitude. But it is fair. I mean, not everyone's watching every part of this stream. So obviously someone comes in and misses when we said, hey, this is obviously just for fun. This is not even the smartest move. If someone's going to come in here and say, what the hell are you doing that for? What's the point? Obviously, that guy, if that guy saw this or saw that, then that was a terrible, terrible comment. If he just said, hey, wow, why are we building that? Those are terrible odds. That's a little bit different. But the what the fuck is this? Let's see. We're just doing NFL right now. NHL, I mean, we're still looking to bring someone and hire someone to do NHL videos here because I don't do the NHL and I'd love to, and I think we're really missing, there's a void in the market there. I'd love to get NHL going. Let's see. Driving from Miami, driving from work. Hey, hell yeah. Yeah, Beeves, we actually have that. So I don't do it. Trey does it, but Trey's getting up and going. He's doing NCAA basketball. Anthony, I don't know if the guy's the guppy. I just kind of went at his neck for asking that. But Trey is in the middle of some household stuff in terms of moving and whatnot. So I don't think he did a video today. I think he's literally moving, which, hey, take the day. But yeah, he should be doing it about 5-6 times a week. All right, I guess we're going to lock this one in plus 116. Seems decent enough. We do have to get out of here, so not enough time for another leg, but it's going to be Folk 1+, DeMario 15+, and 3+ Mason Taylor receptions for plus 116 play over on DK. Do we have any more boosts to use? We already used that one. Let me see. I'll log back in. I apologize for hiding the screen when I log in, but I never know. I'm not savvy enough to know what you guys are doing out there. I don't know if you could see my password or the cadence of it. I'm scared. Sorry. But let's see if we already, did we have any boosts available here? I think we already used that one. Maybe they give us another one. Let's see what we got here. Almost doubt it though, right? Especially for a plus 116, it's probably not even worth noting or checking. Let's see. Yeah, okay. We'll lock this one in, guys. It is, again, I'll post the screenshot once we get in there. Let's see. Let's take a screenshot of it and then boom. Where did it go? Boom. All right. I'm posting it. Also, I thought it was kind of funny, at least in that exchange with that dude. Who said it? I want to get this right. Let's see. Jay goes, that is 2x. He said it's not even 2x. Not gonna lie though, there have been plenty of people that when they see like plus 110 and something like that, they don't understand that that is like your stake plus the plus 110, right? Because I remember on a live stream a while back, someone was like, why would you play something for like minus 110? You're already gonna lose money on your play. And it's like, no, stake independent. You know what I mean? Like your risk is independent of those odds. So you're making like, 8 and change profit on that type of a thing, not just like your actual bring back is $18, $19 type of thing. We did do the boost on, so that's the only book that those 3 legs were available on in terms of all 3 of them being available. And we used the boost on the other one. What we could do here actually is just at least use that prize picks one and go with what we had there. So that was receiving yards. Can we get Pop Douglas at a low number? It'd have to be 20. You know what? We talked about it earlier with someone else. Has to be that. So we'll go Drake May, and then we had Nick Folk for 1 field goal, right? And then what was the other one? Oh man, I'm losing my brain right now. I am overtime too. We got to get out of here. All right, what was the other play that we had there? I just placed it now. I'm like, what is it? Is it Mason? Yeah, Mason Taylor. That's what I want to look at. This is what we're doing, by the way. We're trying to get this in just to take advantage of the square because we had not. But again, I think that I can only go $5 on this on Prize Picks, so we'll see. All right, let's see. We'll try and do, let's see, 20. See if it goes through. It did not. Now let's go 5. Or actually, let's go 10. Let's try and be a little concerned. Like, let's see what we got here, right? Ah, it went through. Okay, 10. We got that in. Perfect. So this is what we're at least rolling with in terms of the prize pick side of things. I will put this in the chat for you all. Yeah, we did that, right? We did I? Wait, I did do all the... all the... No, you don't mean all the legs like the other ones we looked at, right? Stevenson, Anthony. I think Stevenson's already been officially ruled out. So Henderson, maybe you mean? Chris says, I love the show. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see. Guys, I'll put a link to, in this thread, you can find all of the plays that we just had. As a reminder, I know I'm plugging a lot right now, right? As a reminder, if you guys follow me on Instagram and DM me, hey, I'm here for the stream giveaway, anything that we place today will be divvying, if they do hit, we'll be divvying up the profits. And geez, I'm clearly fading fast, guys. I need a beer or something, jeez. But we got a lot of work to do still. We'll be divvying up the profits and giving it out to a few people randomly selected in the DM. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram there. It's at EvPicks, EVPICKZ. Yeah, I'm a spelling bee champ, like I always tell you guys. But I'll leave you guys with that. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Really do appreciate everyone tuning in and turn those notifications on. I'm not saying that just to get you to turn the notifications on and stuff like that. Like, we don't have a fully built out stream schedule yet. Today we went live at 3. Tuesday we went live at 4 Eastern time. You want to be here for these and you want to be involved and obviously have part of the giveaway too if you do want to, then yeah, go ahead and make sure the notifications are turned on here on YouTube. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Really do appreciate all you guys. Unfortunately, we did come across a few guppies, but you know what? Our fishing rod, we hooked them, got them out of here, and we're going to eat good tonight. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye.